Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. In this one, we're going to go ahead and install these SR Performance coilovers. I did go ahead and order this online from AmericanMuscle.com, and we're going to go ahead and install these. But quickly, just opening the box, you can see everything is nice and neat, neatly packaged, that is, with all their individual bags so that you don't get confused where all your parts and pieces are. And so we'll go ahead, get these out on the table. And right here, I have some old caster camber plates that I bought just years ago, but never actually installed on the car. This is going to be an option for us in the future. However, I think I'm just going to stick with the OEM plates, and then from there, we'll go ahead and see how it all looks. Before we get started unwrapping all the coilovers, I'm just going to go to all four corners and check the height all around. And you can see on the driver's hand side, from the ground to the fender well, it's at about 26 inches, and I already measured the passenger side and it's at about 25.5. So it is on the stock suspension, which is clapped out, so that's why they're a little bit different. Before we install any of these parts, I want to go ahead and just take either a ruler or the tape measure and just make sure that these are all kind of set around the same height. So that when we go to adjust the ride height, we can actually count how many notches we need to turn with the wrenches, so that we can have that accurate ride height all around. Because the worst thing is we install these and then I have to measure it when it's already installed in the car. That's going to be a little difficult. That space is a little tight. So I'm going to go ahead and measure these out and then install the coilovers. All right, now that we have the wheel off, there are three 15mm nuts at the top. You want to just loosen these. Don't take these all the way off, just loosen them. And then once you loosen them, there's two 15s on the back of the stock caliper. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the one that's back here and then the one that's down low. Once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and get the strut bolts off. So we're gonna go ahead and take this one off and then this one that's down low. You can't see it's on the opposite side, but not too bad. And then I just have a bucket and some planks to hold the caliper on the side. And then once we do that and take all those off, we can loosen our sway bar nut right here, take that off. All right, so I have the OEM assembly out of the car, and you can see once I compress this, just how clapped out it was. I mean, just how long it takes for it to fully extend back to its original position. And I'm pretty sure they were just leaking all the fluid, which is very messy. So we'll go ahead and clean up the interior portion, but we're gonna reuse this base plate on the top, and we'll get the coilover fitted in. All right, this coilover is in. We're gonna go ahead and just tighten everything down, put the tires on, lower it, and see where it's at. All right, the front is done. And then the back, we still gotta get to. The back, you can see, is a lot higher than the front. The front wheels are cambered in, so they're going towards the engine from the top. So we'll come over here and I'll show you this guy. You can see they're slightly cambered. Once we get some fatter wheels in the back though, man, this thing is gonna look so nasty. Just to measure this again, you can see we're just about at 25.5, and before we were at about 26.5. So we do have another inch or two, probably about another inch to inch and a half that we can lower this thing. But like I said, once I get probably a size 18 wheel, 245, 275 in the front, it'll cover this spacing right here towards us. And yeah, it's at almost one finger. It's about a finger and a half on this side. And then let me go ahead and look at this side and see how this is. This is at almost 25 exactly. So there's a little bit of adjusting to do, and there are a lot of suspension components on this Mustang that are still pretty jacked up that we're gonna replace eventually, but that's looking pretty good. Once this thing has some better wheels and tires, this thing is gonna look really nice. I like the stance of the front now with the Cobra bumper. Looks really mean, but like I said, that rear section is so ugly. So once we put the struts on there, we'll see how it is. All right, guys, we're all done lowering it. I didn't even show the rear end. It was just too much of a pain in the butt. But if I get down here, what I ended up doing was I ended up jacking the car up from the diff so that I could actually get up in here, install the struts, the shocks, and then you can see the spring mount right here. It wasn't staying in place just on jack stands, so that's why I lowered it from the diff. They look pretty good. I like how low the car is. You can see still got a little bit of room. But like I said, we are gonna have to get some new tires, new wheels, so that this can actually come out a little bit. And then we'll have to get an alignment. You can see just how cambered that front wheel is. So, but that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, go ahead, leave me a like, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. We definitely need a new setup. This looks ugly. This looks so ugly, but front looks okay.